Today's lesson is on types of malware. Malware is software that we don't want to be on our computer, software that can cause trouble with our computer. All right, a virus. Virus is a type of malware that can get installed on your target machine, but a virus does not propagate itself. It doesn't copy itself from one machine to the next. It's dependent on users spreading it for itself. For example, let's say you are saving something, the virus gets saved on maybe a flash drive, and then you use that flash drive to copy something else on another computer, so it would propagate that way. So the virus does not propagate itself. It's dependent on the users to go ahead and move it from one machine to the next. A worm is software, is malware that sends itself to new machines. Okay, it propagates itself. The first worm that was invented was something called the I Love You. At the time it was called the I Love You virus. Later they created, since it was so new, they created this new category called a worm. And essentially it was a piece of software that was attached itself it was initially attached to an email, and if the most common email application at the time was Outlook, Microsoft's Outlook, and if you had Microsoft Outlook and you received this email that said that was the I Love You virus, had the I Love You virus attached to it, it said nice things in the subject line, like I love you. So you would go ahead and click on it, and then when you clicked on it, it would do things to your computer that would cause problems, and would also send itself to everybody who was in your contacts. And then everybody in your contacts, who people are presumably close to you, friends of yours, family members of yours, would get the I love you. They would click on it to open it, and they would unknowingly damage their machine and also send it, okay, to other people as well. So that's a worm will propagate itself. A Trojan Horse is software that pretends to be something good, pretends to be a gift, but hides malware inside it. And the name comes from the story of the Trojan Horse. The Greeks built this huge horse and gave it to the city of Troy. The people of Troy, known as the Trojans, went to bed, and then at nighttime the Greeks came out of this Trojan horse, and then they opened the doors to the city, and then the Greeks were able to come in and they were able to take over the city. So this is kind of where the term Trojan horse comes from. It comes from something that's supposed to be good, pretends to be good, but actually is hiding malware. And one example of a Trojan horse is this fake security or rogue security software that you might see. It may show up as pop-ups on certain websites. Usually it's kind of websites you probably don't want to be on anyway, so you want to be careful where you're going on the internet. So these are Trojan horses. Again, they'll look like they might be legitimate stuff, privacy protection, Win 7 internet security, etc. They're pretending to tell you that your computer is infected, but it's not. And then you click on it, and it will automatically install a Trojan horse for you, and then will cause you more trouble, okay, than it actually does to help you. Botnet. Okay, botnets are also known as a zombie army. What a cool name, the zombie army. Essentially, botnets are where you've got a Trojan horse. So here's our Trojan horse. In picture number 1, here's our criminal right here. Our criminal sends the Trojan horse to these unsuspecting users. These are these 3 users on the right. Okay, and these machines get infected by our botnet, by our Trojan horse, and then these Trojan horse essentially connect back to the command and control center, this bad guy right here on the left-hand side. So then he or she can go ahead and control these machines to get them to do whatever it likes. And for example, right here we see in slide number 4, he's using these machines to send out all sorts of information over the internet. Maybe they're trying to send a denial of service attack, to attack a website on the internet. Okay, maybe they're trying to send out other viruses. Again, this is like a zombie army where your machine basically gets controlled by somebody else, again, using via a Trojan horse. A rootkit. Okay, rootkits are sometimes associated with legitimate software, but then other times rootkits are associated with malware. Essentially, what a rootkit as malware is built from one intrusion, and basically what it does is it escalates privileges to the root user of a machine. Root user basically has full run of a machine. So the rootkit is designed to go ahead and start the virus with limited access, and later that's built to escalate so that it eventually has the root so it can control everything on your machine. Spyware is software that collects data from your computer. And many websites will go ahead and watch your behavior. They'll save it in the form of cookies. Okay, they should not be saving things such as credit card data, but things such as cookies, so that websites you've been to, okay, that type of thing, links that you've clicked on. Okay, so spyware basically tracks your behavior on the internet, and then maybe you go to another website, and then it will go ahead and have ads that show up basically for the thing that you were just shopping for. So there's lots of spyware out there. Much of it is harmless, but again, it's people watching what you're doing and tracking your behavior on the internet. Adware is software that gets installed. Very often it's associated and downloaded along with legitimate software. So like I've downloaded some stuff from a website called SourceForge, okay, and they do have legitimate software on SourceForge, but sometimes that software will come with its own friends, its own adware, where it will go ahead and install this adware, and the adware will go ahead and reroute your default web page. So instead of my default web page, which is normally Google Chrome, which is normally google.com, instead it will go ahead and direct it to some other home page. So then I'll have to go ahead and delete the software, uninstall the software, and also go ahead and change my search engine and change my default page to the page that I'd like it to go to. So an adware is also another example of malware. Thank you very much.